So in today's Culling the Collection video, we're going to be taking a look at this shelf here. But not only that, I actually have a stack of stuff that I've pulled out from elsewhere, and they're all Culling. They're all Culling films. They're in a stack. They're like doubles and things like that. But we'll go through them as well and see what is there at the end of, well, after going through this shelf. So, first of all, let's get into it. So hello everyone, and yes, another Culling the Collection video. Now I will say, because of a potential move that is on the cards, that by the time this airs, I may have moved, I may not have moved, who knows, we don't know. But I have taken some stuff down to CEX and traded it in. Some of the higher priced items, shall we say, and it felt good. It felt great to offload this stuff and get a little bit of money in return for it. I opted for some money on one and up to some vouchers on the others, depending on the worth of the discs. So basically, if I got cash over £2, I would take the cash. If it was worth something under £2, I would take voucher option. If they were not worth a penny, so to speak, like 10p, 20p, that sort of thing, you know, really cheap, I wouldn't bother trading them in. They're the ones that eventually, I don't know, I want to say I want to offer them out to people, but I may do it before, I may have done it already. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to go, but certainly this stuff I don't want to be transporting with me to new digs. So there we go. But anyway, let's get on with this shelf here. Now, first of all, I have to remove the wealth of stuff that I have here, because this is all stuff that was from last episode. All the keepers have just fallen. All the keepers from the last episode. So let us begin down this end here. Let's take a look at what we have and what we can get rid of. Okay, so first up we have First Blood. First Blood, the first Rambo film. What a great film this is. Truly is. You know, I watched it recently. I still love it. I love it. It's a great film. But that's going to go. Reason being, I have the 4K version of it. Then we have Rambo, the first one. First Blood Part 2. Obviously, I'll keep that. It's the only version of that I have. And Rambo 3 I shall keep as well, because only version of that I have. And then I have the extended cut here of Rambo. Yeah, Stallone Rambo. The fight continues. This is the American release of the film. I still actually have a DVD version of it, I'll be honest, which is in a nice sort of wicker kind of, or in a bamboo-ish kind of a case. That wraps around it like a slip. Really nice. So that one's a keeper. Now this one here, I should really get rid of, but I want to keep it because it contains First Blood and Last Blood at the same time. So I will keep that one. Even though really I should get rid of it, because I think I have Last Blood on a steelbook. I have to check that one out, but First Blood I definitely have on a 4K, obviously. So really, that is one that should go. Next up, we have a Red Sparrow. Now, Red Sparrow, it's still sealed. Look, is that ever like? Oh, buy it on new release and it's still sealed. You can pick it up for probably a couple of quid now. But I have a steelbook for it as well. Steelbook for Red Sparrow. So that's going to go in the culling. Okay, here's a group that, well, I know we're not going to cull these, because even though all my steelbooks are over there, not over here, over here I still have some steelbooks, and we have their Resident Evil 1. Now I will say I have all the Resident Evil films in a 4K slimline case. I think it was like a Dutch release. It was European somewhere, and I got it really cheap. But I'm not going to get rid of the steelbooks. So Resident Evil. Apocalypse. Resident Evil Apocalypse. We have Resident Evil Extinction, which, to be honest, one of my favourite Resident Evil films, directed by Russell Mulcahy, who directed Highlander, the first Highlander film. And it's got that Mad Max-esque desert setting that I kind of like. And then we go on to Resident Evil Afterlife. Resident Evil Retribution. And Resident Evil, the final chapter. Steelbook. Now, I know that they released a 4K Resident Evil box set, which was lovely. It looked lovely, but you know, when I've got all of these, I don't need to get a 4K box set. Do you know what I mean? That's just throwing good money after bad. So if you want to put it like that. But there we go. So yeah, that Resident Evil franchise, I see it as a franchise of two halves. You've got the first trilogy, and then you've got a second trilogy, which is, you know, that one there. And I just dropped one out of that. Let me just get that. It slid out. That's what she said. Did I dent it though? That is the question. No, I didn't dent it. But I do like designs on these. It's one of those sort of... I know it's a bad franchise, bad films, not great films, but I enjoy them. So obviously they're all keepers. And then we have Resident Evil, the Raccoon City one, whatever it's called. Welcome to Raccoon City. I don't know. Is that what it's called? I don't know. The kind of remake film that... Yeah, anyway, I just got that because it completes the steelbooks. But my franchise doesn't end there for Resident Evil. So we have Resident Evil Degeneration, Resident Evil Damnation, Resident Evil Vendetta, still sealed Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. That was like the episodic one. And we have Resident Evil Death Island, like so. And for some reason, another version of the final chapter there, which obviously can go in the Culling Collection or the Culling pile. We don't need that. So, yeah. Now, I don't have the Resident Evil TV series. It's not on bootleg. Not a... Yeah, it's rubbish. A bit unfair for me to call it that because... I only watched maybe one episode, but that was okay. That one episode was rubbish enough for me to not continue watching the series. But anyway, this one was left there. Ready Player One. Goodbye to Ready Player One because I have 4K. I think I've got two 4K versions of it actually. Okay, next up we have the Riddick Collection. Now I have Pitch Black in 4K, but obviously this does contain... what does this contain? It contains Chronicles of Riddick and Dark Fury, the animated one. So obviously there's two in there that I would want to keep. And then we have Riddick itself there. And it sounds like there's a loose disc in here. And it's my old blue DVD of Dark Fury. Look, it's kicking around. So... that one there, I shall keep those. Moving on. We have the Rocky Balboa franchise. 1 to 6 movies. I didn't upgrade them to 4K. I was quite happy just to keep the Rockies like this. I think I made the right decision there. But with the exception of Rocky 4. I did get the steelbook for Rocky 4. Reason being is because I wanted the director's cut version of the film. So that's why I have that one as well. So, yeah, as a keeper. But I do have a spare version of Rocky Balboa, which is it's a great film, this one. It really is. It's one of my top Rocky films. I think it's a fantastic return to form and goodbye for the character. But as we know, it wasn't a goodbye because he spun off into Creed. Creed 1 and 2, steelbook there. Decent steelbook. And we have Creed 3 steelbook. Not the weakest of the Creed franchise. Kind of started to take it into a different direction. In tone, I didn't get on with that sort of fight scene at the end where it went a bit sort of where everyone vanished in the crowd and this sort of a thing, and it was a bit too, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Fantastical. It included this sort of like, I get what they were trying to do, it just didn't work for me. But there we go. Sorry, I had a distraction there. So next up, we have 2 copies of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Why I got 2, I don't know. Silly of me. I did get the 4K version as well. And I got the 2 4K versions, the 2 special editions. It's a great film. I love the film. I really do. It's both of them. I'm going to go into the bye-bye pile. Then moving on. We have Robin Hood, the Russell Crowe one. Kate Blanchett, directed by Ridley Scott. Yeah, I'll keep that. I didn't mind it as a kind of origin. It was an origin story. It was a Robin Hood origin story, basically. So moving on. We have the RoboCop trilogy. Obviously, I'm going to keep this because I do have RoboCop itself in a couple of other formats, 4K and that. Well, they're both 4K, but 4K steelbook, 4K special collector's edition. But RoboCop 2 and 3 have to remain in this collection here, so that kind of keeps that. But then we have RoboCop the series. This is the UK release of RoboCop the series. I also have a German release of RoboCop the series. Now, I did have 3 versions of RoboCop the series because there was another German version as well. However, the other one I gifted to Chris over at Cypher Sigma Screen Time because he didn't have it. But I am going to keep both of them. I keep meaning to do a look at the comparison of the 2. So we're going to keep them. And then stepping into documentary territory, we have RoboDoc. Great documentary. 4 to 5 hours long. Real in-depth look into the making of that first film. And wow, this is. I recommend this to anyone. Seriously, it's great. If you like RoboCop, you cannot not like that. Then we have the 2 animated series for RoboCop that were done. Alpha Command and the animated series. The animated series came first and then came Alpha Command. They're just part of that RoboCop collection for me. And then we have the remake film. RoboCop, the remake, which I have in steelbook as well, but it's got a lovely lenticular on it, so I'm going to keep it. Just for that. I know that's harsh for me to say I'll keep it when I shouldn't keep it, but I'm keeping it. Now, in reality, I don't know what I'm saying there. My words are just coming out, spewing out crap. I do have the RoboCop 4 movie. I've got them here. Let me just grab one to show you. I do have the Prime Directives films. This is just one of them. 4 of them. Again, I had a double of this on Blu-ray. I had the collection on Blu-ray, as in, sorry, on DVD, not Blu-ray, my mind. I had a collection on DVD where they were all in one little thin thing. You had the 4 pictures of the covers there. Again, that was gifted to Chris. Chris asked for that when I was getting rid of some stuff. And I said to him, do you want the TV series that comes before it as well? So he had that as well. So there's that. If they did put them onto Blu-ray, I would be getting them. Yes, I would. Okay, look at Brody. Come here. Brody recently had his little hair chopped. Look at him. He's so much smaller now that he looks big, but he seems so much smaller now that he had one of his little shaves. This time we went down to like a number 4. Last time we had him groomed, it was a number 7. Grew back really quick. What are you chewing on? You've got something in you. And this time went down to a number 7 on him. You're so naughty, Brody. Kisses, yes. Kisses. Oh, such a good dog. Such a lovely dog. Come down you go. Alright, so that's him. That's Brody. Let's carry on, shall we? Now, great film. Shame it ain't got a 4K release. Obviously a keeper. Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris, The Rock. Great film. 1996 this was. The year before Con Air, which was 97. I remember going to see it at the cinema. And I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Then we have The Running Man. Now, The Running Man, it's a good film. It's dated. It's a dated film, but it's a good film. And I do have a 4K media book version from Germany of the movie. So Running Man is going to go into that little pile there to say goodbye to. Then we have Arnie and James Belushi in Red Heat. Now this is one that could go either way. This is a film that I just picked it up because it was cheap. It was from Fiverr, and it's Arnie. But I don't remember this being a great Arnold Schwarzenegger film. I'll be honest. I don't have good memories of it. I've not seen it probably since the 80s or the early 90s at least, and I'm questioning whether it's any good or not. I should give it a go and check it out. Lawrence Fishburne is in it. Okay. Gina Gershon. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those films that could go in that pile, but maybe not. And we have Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. Now, no 4K version of this is coming. I will just stick with the Blu-ray. Yeah, Jake LaMotta, Martin Scorsese. Great film. Next up we have The Raid 1 and 2. Good action films. Yeah, that'll be kept. Then we have Runaway Train, I picked up. It's an old film with John Voight, Eric Roberts and Rebecca De Mornay. I don't know why the label is still on it. Oh, I can see why the label is still on it. It's one of those ones that don't want to come off. But yeah, it's from Arrow Video. It's not got the booklet inside. It's just standard kind of thing with a reversible sleeve. But yeah, that will remain in the collection. And as will The Railway Man with Colin Firth and Nicole Kidman, which was a film that I enjoyed. Good film, good film. So, okay, before we get into that other pile of stuff that's going to go, let's have a recap, because that shelf is done. My cup of tea on the ground. So that shelf is done, and on that shelf, I've got eight discs to go. I knew this shelf wasn't gonna produce a lot simply because of the RoboCop's Rocky franchise, the Resident Evil franchise. There wasn't going to be a great deal because it's some good franchises there. That's subjective anyway. But let's have a quick look at what did go from this shelf again. So the First Blood. First is First Blood, yeah, because I've got a 4K. I got a steelbook of Red Sparrow. You saw the steelbook of that, and I have a 4K set as well. Ready Player One, I have in 4K as well. Rocky, you saw the box set franchise. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, because above my head, literally up there, are 2 other Robin Hood releases. Because I didn't know what artwork I liked. That's crazy. That's crazy to think that's the way I went. But I bought 2 because I wasn't sure on the artwork. These are the bad habits of collecting. So yeah, both of them going. And then last is Running Man from that shelf. So that's quality. So, well, that's done. Oh, bless me, I'm sneezing because, well, dusty, isn't it? So, as the shelf looks now, spin it round, you can see there, I made that sort of gap there, which is great. It's great. I enjoy making gaps. So I'm going to get some of the ones from the shelf above and just throw them in there. So they get thrown in there, and the rest of them, whoops, if I can pick them up, I appreciate that I'm outside, they will go on, if I can get them in there. I can't get it in. That's what he said. So there we go. So that's that there done. So as you can see, from I'm left with that much space on these two shelves now. I've combined the others down there to make a full shelf. So that's that done. But let's have a quick look at some of these others that I've got here that I can get rid of. Oh dear. Okay, so we'll just quickly go through these. So we have Bruno. I think I picked that up twice, not knowing that I had it up in the air. Same with that. Now this pile here will show you the bad part of CEX buying cheap CEX and cheap Poundland pickups that I'd done. Now I do have Underworld, The Rise of the Lycans in there simply because my missus had them before I got together with her. She had the Underworld films for some reason. Matt Damon in Green Zone. I'm not sure about that one, but it's in that pile for a reason. Hollywoodland, one that I picked up twice because I wanted to watch it, and I picked it up, never watched it, and I wanted to watch it, so I picked it up again, forgetting that I had picked it up previously. Fast 5, I picked it up really cheap. That was before I got the rest of the franchise, and it formed part of a box set. Batman the Dark Knight Returns, Part 1. This is the American release, but it's got a nice thingy on it. But it does play on British discs, British players, and it's it's got DVD in it as well, apparently. Yeah, because I've got the combined film, 99 Homes. Andrew Garfield, great actor, and I wanted to watch this film, not realising that I'd already picked it up, not wanting to watch this film. The Mule, for some reason I ended up with 2 copies of that. Same with 99 Homes. I wanted to watch this film, didn't realise that I'd picked it up, and then I wanted to watch it and picked it up again. It's these things that made me... I've got some AIs in there, artificial intelligence. It's these things that made me stop with CEX buying. And I know that you can say to me, oh, you can collate it all on your phone in an app. I've never done that. True Blood Season 2. And I don't know why. Let's just get rid of it. I never got the others. Weren't really a great series. The final season of Battlestar Galactica, because I got the box set of all of them. Now this film here, 3 times I picked this up. Poundland and Places. Black Swan. I've got 2 of them. Stupid. Patriot. Yeah, for that same... I mean, I can just reach there and I've got it. Patriot. Because I picked it up forgetting I'd had it. The same goes to Swordfish. Halle Berry. Hugh Jackman. John Travolta. John Cheadle. Crazy. Now, I think this is an empty case. I'm going to say this is an empty case. It is. I stuck that into a steelbook. I had a steel tin edition that was actually a game version. And even though I've got Mad Maxes in 4K, it was a nice steelbook. It came with the Mad Max game on PlayStation 3 or 4. I can't remember. Probably 4, PlayStation 4. And I kept the steelbook, and it was empty. And I came across it again, the empty steelbook, and I thought, okay, I'm going to put that into it. So that's just an empty case to go. Then we have the two It films. I've still got a security protected tag on that one. It 1 and 2. Because I got the 4K steel tin thing with the steelbooks in. So there's that. There's some more. We'll have a look. Oh. Let me get down. Okay, I can't reach it and I can't be bothered, but I'll tell you, on the floor is another version of the movie Pompeii. Reason being is because I picked it up again, cheap, because I came across one that had the lenticular, whereas my one didn't have the lenticular. It was only about £1 or £1.50, so I picked it up again for that reason. But yeah, so Pompeii. Then we have Universal Soldier. I have it in 4K, so I don't need it like that. The movie Rogue. One of those ones where I didn't think I had it. I did have it. I saw it. Oh, I want that. Picked it up. Shoot 'em up. Now I ended up with 2 copies of Shoot 'em up because there was a period of time where I couldn't find my copy for love nor money. Searched high and low, couldn't find it. Bought another one as a replacement. Wasn't sure if I'd lent it to someone, the original one. Turns out I hadn't. I came across it. Then we have Nick Cage in Season of the Witch, and I want to say that we'll come across that again because it is a I got one with a lenticular, is what I'm thinking, or either that or I have come across it before. And the same goes for Tarzan. I've got that with the lenticular as well. X-Men First Class, a film that I've upgraded to steelbook and stuff, and 4K. So there's that. And then this isn't a 4K, and it's an empty case, so I can just get rid of it. I can get rid of that. Get rid of the cover. I don't know where the disc has gone, but it leaves me with an empty 4K, slimline 4K case. I'm just wondering if there's something I could utilise that for. Just looking. I don't know. I'm going to put it there. Anyway, then we have Ice Age, Dawn of Dinosaurs, Ice Age 3. I've got a box set cheap which had all 3 of them in. And we have Lost Boys The Thirst. I bought this, but then they released the Lost Boys 1, 2 and 3 in the same slimline, and I got that. Jason Statham in The Mechanic. I've got Mechanic 1 and 2 sat behind me. Disney's Tarzan. I think I came across one with a slip, I'll be honest. V for Vendetta. I got a 4K upgrade, and I went for that. Green Hornet. I have a steelbook, lovely steelbook. It's got a car's grille on the front and the Green Hornet logo in the middle. That £6 is for the Airwolf movie. I swap boxes over. Currently, the Airwolf movie. There's a reason why. I don't know why, but anyway, I did. And then we have American Pie: The Reunion, because I have the box set with the 4 in. Bullet to the Head, one of those cheap ones that I didn't realise I'd already picked up, but I picked it up again. You see that happening a lot. Then we have Death Race. The old DVDs are in there kicking around. Yep, Death Race DVDs. And the reason being is because I'm seeing if I've got them to my side. I do have, yeah, Death Race 1 and 2 and 3 in the same slimline case. Then we have the first Underworld film and Alien Covenant to end with, simply because I have a 4K upgrade for that I picked up cheap. So they're everything. That's everything out of well, the pile that I had that I wanted to go through, and the stuff on this shelf. So that's another shelf and bits culled. It's nice, especially getting rid of this pile. This pile is nice. There's a few more there that I want to go through, but they're DVDs and that. But yeah, getting this pile out of this room, lovely, 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 lovely. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. That's me done for another culling of the collection. Yeah, I'll step away and I'll speak to you all soon. So I'll see you later. Take care and goodbye.